A royal blow to the cruise industry after more than 600 passengers and crew members get sick on a Royal Caribbean cruise. The illness is so widespread, the ship is returning home 2 days early. Joining me now, travel expert Mark Murphy. Okay, Mark, everybody on our floor here is grossed out by this story. They've got 577 people who are sick, and they're coming home early in the middle of the Super Bowl to New Jersey. This just stinks if this is your vacation. What do you say?
For those people, well, for those people, I feel really bad. I mean, let's face it, no one wants to have a vacation like this. But when you put the actual numbers out there, they're very minuscule. So for instance, 1,300 people between the CDC and the cruise lines reporting, that's the number, 1,300 people last year were affected by an outbreak. And either 7 or 9, depending on whether it's the CDC or the Cruise Lines International Association, 7 outbreaks happened at sea. 10 million people embarked from one of the U.S. ports on a cruise. So when you put it into perspective, it's not likely going to happen to you when you take a cruise. And then you take another number, which is norovirus isn't a cruise-only thing. The outbreak affects 20 million people in the U.S.
Well, listen to these numbers from the CDC. Norovirus and other illnesses have been reported on cruise ships 2 times already this year, twice already this year, 9 times in 2013, 16 in 2012, 14 in 2011. I got to tell you, that's not what I call great odds. I mean, I know it's not a huge proportion of the total number of people who are traveling, but people who do travel and are on a ship where this happens, they get a bad taste in their mouth. Let me tell you what's being said tonight about what Royal Caribbean may do for customers. Now, it's not been confirmed by the company as far as I know, but they're talking about a $400 credit per stateroom, and then on top of that, 50% of whatever you paid for that vacation to be given to you for future cruises. Do you think that's going to make people happy?
I think it all depends on the person. If I was sick, maybe not. If I was one of the people that lost a couple days on my cruise and I'm getting a $400 credit and 50% off a future cruise, that might suffice. I think Royal Caribbean, like most of the cruise lines, want to keep passengers happy. So their job right now is to handle the PR side and make sure that those people get a fair shot. So to me, maybe they go a little bit more, but I think they're already acting proactively, and that's the key. That's what you've seen. You know, other cruise lines have not been so proactive on the PR front. I think Royal Caribbean has been, and I expect them to follow through this time as well.
Well, I got to tell you, I think it's less about PR and more about health, to tell you the truth. You know, I don't care if the PR machinery gets revved up. I don't care. You know, ultimately, if I'm cruising, I just want to have a safe cruise where I feel comfortable that I'm not going to get sick. I think that's a natural reaction.
Absolutely, but you also have to think, when you go on board the ship, people are told to report if they have any illnesses. A lot of people fudge that. So that doesn't start on board the ship typically. It's typically a passenger coming on board who is sick, who doesn't want to stop and break up their vacation.
You don't know the answer to that.
That's pretty typical.
You don't know the answer to that. We don't know where this started. It could be the staff, it could have been the kitchen, it could have been somebody walking on board, right? At the end of the day?
It could be any and all of the above. The thing you have to do as a passenger is basically take out travel insurance, make sure that you handle the hygiene side of it, and then understand that the odds of you getting sick are less there than they are in some cases staying home. So, you know, put it into perspective. I don't think it's that big a deal, but when it does happen like this, it gets right out there in the news media. We're here today talking about it.
That's absolutely true.
That's why it's important that Royal Caribbean handled very well.
I want to share something that I think is really interesting. This is a Royal Caribbean passenger that's on board, on board the ship, speaking on Reddit. Quote, "I've seen guys go around and wipe down every deck chair. Haven't seen one bad attitude or rude anything from any crew member." So that speaks well to the folks who are running this ship tonight and taking people back to New Jersey. There's also this. Morale is not very good. Lots of people getting screwed with their travel plans as we are arriving 2 days early into Bayonne, New Jersey, right before Super Bowl weekend. There are no hotels available anywhere. That's just bad luck. You know, I mean, the fact that they're going back into Bayonne and here comes the Super Bowl, it's just crazy.
But also understand that people that are getting on those ships, most of them are driving into that market. If they're flying, they're typically flying down to Florida because Florida is the biggest departure point for Caribbean cruises. These cruises out of the Northeast and up and down the coast, those are typically people driving to the ship. So it doesn't really impact as many people as you might think in terms of the hotel issue with the Super Bowl.
Mark, thanks for coming on. I know this is your
Always
topic, and you know it inside and out, and we really appreciate your sharing your expertise. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry.
Good to see you.